Bam. Did it go? Okay, it started. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Full Meal Podcast.
Plus a snack, maybe dessert. There's a lot of people here.
Yeah, there's a lot of fucking people here. And this on the screen is Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2 for your viewing pleasure. It is a space navy battle simulator set in the Warhammer 40k universe.
But it's totally not Stellaris.
It is not Stellaris. Definitely not Stellaris.
Nope.
So, since it's still fresh in you guys' minds, what are everybody's thoughts on good old Kazuya in Smash?
Well balanced. I wasn't I didn't get his pit. Sorry. Go ahead and finish. No. Kendrick over here is like. Anyway, no. Kazuya seems he seems pretty well balanced. I'm sure there's some cheap shit about him, but like I fought him 3 times and nothing actually made me that mad. And I usually get really pissed at new characters because there's always some thing that makes them ridiculous. But so far, he seems like a really solid grappler with a neat combo. I actually got out of the combo twice. One was by accident, the other one I tried. So it doesn't seem. But so far, I like him. I might actually try to play him and see what's up.
Do it.
Yeah, he is indeed a lot of fun.
His super armor is ridiculous, but playing as Diddy, who is basically close range as well, doesn't do as well against a guy who can just superpower through my shit.
Right.
But I still almost beat him the only time I played him.
You did get me down to one stock.
Oh, wow.
Well, because Diddy's smash, he like hits twice, he goes boom, and then the big one comes.
Oh, yeah.
So I had him, he was at like 90%, and I hit him with it and went boom, the other one coming, but he power armored through and fucking knocked me out instead. And it was like, oh, well, anybody else I would have won right there, but...
Because that first one interrupts whatever you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. But I think he's fine.
As far as the super armor gimmick, I think Little Mac still takes the cake for, like, not only is he fast-paced, high knockback, but, like, it's just constant. So I would say it's actually less...
Wait, did you play him with Little Mac yet?
Against Little Mac?
No, against Kazuya with Little Mac. Did I miss that?
I have on my own. Like, Little Mac is what I'm saying when it comes to the super armor, still has more consistent, more, like, constant, like, you time your smash attack right, and you'll never be knocked back.
Oh, I know. I was just saying, like, I want to see your Little Mac against his Kazuya.
Is still slow. Like, one smash attack for Little Mac is like... Or one smash attack for Kazuya is like 3 for Little Mac.
Yeah, dude, I'm pretty sure Little Mac might be his natural, like, melee counter, because, like, just how fast, like, he can blitz people, he has, like, no recovery, so that might be rough.
Kazuya's blaster, you can't do the haymaker dodge with Little Mac, because it just covers the whole frickin'. Usually, the haymakers use to jump over a projectile and let it beam.
I enjoy him.
Yeah.
You have to do your thing, talk about Kazuya.
Gotta be involved.
It's bullshit that Game & Watch can bucket Kazuya's beam.
No, it's not!
I think that's beautiful.
How dare you bitch about it?
I'm saying, having 10,000
He can catch explosions.
is bullshit.
He doesn't have that many. He's got 2 reliable ones and maybe another one if you're lucky.
The residue of the You wear your hat?
I'm getting moved out of Delhi for a little while.
Well, yeah, seems like the
For a little while.
consensus is that he's not really bullshit and just a pretty solid character.
Yeah, he's a heavy, which I appreciate in a brawler.
Yeah.
Space of 2 months. No.
Anything else to say about him?
I find that I don't know. I have a hard time saying anything too great or too bad about him yet. I haven't fought him for blood yet, so like I don't know.
That'll come later.
Yeah, I know it's gonna be rough. We're gonna talk about that next week probably.
Given what I've seen online, he's a high tier at lowest and a mid tier at highest.
What?
What?
Then you got lowest.
Fucking
he's
what?
mid-tier.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
English language is not my first. My first is goo goo gaga.
Like, I actually would rather fight Kazuya than Terry. I guess that's the best way I can put it.
I mean, honestly, I don't blame you one
Agreed.
bit, because he doesn't have Terry's ability to close distance really quickly.
But straight up, I want all the characters to get cinematic throws now.
No. Oh yeah, forgot about that part. Fuck that. It fucks up the entire screen, ruins my concentration.
Oh, your concentration.
Yeah. It's the only thing in the game where it's just like, I grabbed you, zoom in, move, back to normal. I was like, oh, okay.
Guess
That's gonna happen.
Guess I'm
every
here now.
10 seconds.
Yeah. His B down though is kind of like unfair.
I don't know what his down B is.
His
He wasn't
down B is
explaining
an
the moves.
uppercut that grabs you.
It's the
and
Ganon Slam.
mashes you to the ground.
Oh, that, okay.
Yeah, it's the Ganon
It's a
Slam.
grab, but it looks like a punch.
Oh, yeah, gotcha. But yeah, no, I like him a lot. I do.
Having played Kazuya and Tekken 7 a lot, I mean, they definitely did well translating it.
I also agree, because I also played quite a bit of Kazuya in Tekken 7.
Still wanted Heihachi or Steve, but we already have a boxer, so.
I feel like Steve would have been stepping on Little Mac's toes.
No need. What would Steve's gimmick be? Oh, he can dodge just passively a lot of moves.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted Dragunov, but I'm literally the only person in existence who wanted Dragunov.
I like Dragunov a lot. He's
Drag-
in top 10.
Yeah,
Remember you
Dragunov
told-
is my main in Tekken 7.
I remember you showing me something about Dragunov, like one of his, like, taunts, end game things, or he does something.
He's a silent Russian that likes to kill people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but he was showing me something about his character that was like, whoa, holy shit.
But as
was a
far
while
as his
ago,
character
though.
development, we don't know much about him other than he owns his own military.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's it yet.
He's also hopeless with technology. He, in his non-canon ending in Tekken Tag Tournament 2, he got the parts to Elisa, and he just could not figure out how to put it together properly.
Oh, yeah. He's like, I have this super weapon, and now I don't know what to do.
I don't know how to use this super weapon.
Hey, as long as you have a super weapon, no one else does.
Yeah, I think he accidentally hit the self-destruct button at the end and blew up.
So he's that bad.
Yeah, no, he blew
But
it.
he's survived so many explosions.
Yeah, no,
I'm starting to think he might be into something that's keeping him alive because he's got more scars on his body than most of the characters.
Yeah.
Besides Brian's just a masochist.
Brian.
I love Brian. Hello, Brian.
Brian.
Brian was my main until Dragunov showed up.
I miss Mokujin. I
Oh,
just like
fuck-
his design,
fucking
and I like how
Mokujin.
random he is.
I never liked Mokujin. I always found him annoying. So, Noodle, you watched a bit of Record of Ragnarok.
I did. Watched a couple of things, but yeah, Dylan had started it and watched the first bit and was kind of like, this is kind of boring. I don't know if I like it. And from what I saw at the beginning, I was like, yeah, this doesn't look great. But then I was sitting there playing my DS and she put it on and it was the Adam versus Zeus fight,
Yeah.
which goes like 5 or 6 episodes. And
Fucking
I was
top
like,
tier.
oh, this is fucking amazing. This
Yeah.
is awesome.
Oh, is it? Is it that great?
Yeah, that fight is at least it. I don't know how long the series is.
12 episodes for 3 fights, plus the intro to a 4th, which I can't forgive them for cliffhangering on that.
Who's the 4th fight?
The 4th fight is going to be Jack the Ripper versus Hercules.
Oh.
How is
Neat.
that? Okay.
Well, do you know the show is just mortals versus gods
Yeah.
in like a big arena tournament thing?
Yeah, he was
And yeah, so I mean it makes sense because they all have to be a little bit. The mortals all are actually like more ridiculous than. So like
Is it
Adam.
because of the weapons, isn't there? Other than
No.
Adam, isn't it
The weapons and like the legendary feats, like Lu Bu, like his legendary feat was that he was able to swing his halberd so hard that it literally split the clouds.
Oh,
Which,
wow.
that's a real legend, and I'm 99% sure that's bullshit, but at the same time,
No, it's 100% bullshit.
I mean, my argument was going to be if any mortal could actually accomplish that feat, it would have been Lu Bu.
Maybe like up on a mountain where he's in like a cloud going over him and he swings it and the air from that like made the clouds just move a bit.
Like, I know,
because-
the legend had to come from somewhere, but it's like unanimously agreed among all historians that Lu Bu was humanity's mightiest warrior.
what was Lubu's origin? I'm not sure I'm familiar with this mythical
He
figure.
existed during the era of Three Kingdoms back in China, which is like where all the Dynasty Warriors games are based. And Lubu was unstoppable to the point, like he was so strong that in the middle of a battle he would get bored fighting for the winning side and turn traitor just because he wanted to fight the stronger side. And it took, I don't know how many people to actually put him down long enough for them to like contain him and then hang him to death.
I mean, he seems pretty badass, but if all it takes is a rope to end you, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, there's also not a lot of documents that have actually survived from that time, so most of it's like hearsay, I guess, and legends passed down through like families and shit.
Oh, I know. I'm just shitting over here.
Yeah.
But yeah, Adam, like his whole power is because it's because he was like created
In the image of the divine, he can copy the divine.
Yeah.
That's hardcore. You didn't mention that last time.
So-
Yeah, I
He-
did.
he can, like-
but you guys kept talking over me.
He can like
Okay.
copy
Mostly
it,
me, probably. Sorry.
copy it, and like weirdly do it like faster and better somehow.
Yeah.
And so yeah, when he's fighting Zeus, he's just doing everything Zeus is doing like immediately. And yeah,
That's so cool.
Yeah.
it's a really cool fight.
He also spat one of my favorite lines from any recent anime. When Zeus was asking me, he's like, you know, they talk big about you hating the gods, and here you are fighting me, but I don't see any hatred or resentment in your eyes, so what are you doing? What's your reason for fighting? And Adam's like, reason? Like hatred or revenge? I don't need a reason. What father needs a reason to protect his children?
No.
Yeah.
Which, God, that
I
line's fucking
definitely
cool.
remember this conversation now.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, that's my favorite line from any recent anime, really. But yeah, just it's a really kick-ass show, and you need to watch the rest of it.
Yeah.
And it's also super short. Plus, they did the legend of Kojiro Sasaki justice in this show.
Is that the guy who fights Poseidon?
Yeah, history's
Okay.
greatest loser.
I just saw the beginning of that where he's like trying to like square up against Poseidon and
Yeah.
seeing all the possible outcomes, and he's just like,
What the
well,
fuck?
anything I do, I'm gonna die. So how do you want to go forward with this?
Yeah,
And yeah,
but no,
but I
that
didn't watch what happened
that
after.
that is the real legend. Kojiro Sasaki was a lot. The argument could be made whether he or Musashi Miyamoto is actually the greatest swordsman in Japan. But as far as the records go, Kojiro Sasaki never actually won a duel. But he always took what he learned from those duels to make himself better, to the point when he did fight Miyamoto Musashi. Musashi straight up admitted that of all the duels he fought, Kojiro Sasaki was the hardest fight he ever had.
Yeah.
Which, sure, the guy's a loser, but he's a pretty fucking badass loser, if you ask me, if he gets that kind of praise.
He's the kind of loser where it's like, yeah, he kept fighting like fucking world-ending strength threats, and he kept losing against, weird, crazy, powerful stuff. So he's the world's best loser, but not his fault.
Yeah.
It's kind of like your rival in any Pokemon game,
Yeah.
where it's just like, yeah, they're amazing, and look at them, they made it all the way through the Elite Four and won, and now here I come, and I am a god. So, like, oh, he's amazing, but
But I am the main character of this story.
unfortunately for him, yeah,
He didn't spend 17 hours grinding on Route 37.
yeah. Yeah, he didn't IV train his Pokemon so that they have all perfect stats. And granted, I don't do that either, but
Yeah. He didn't have a level 100 Jigglypuff that knew Hyper Beam.
the other show I've been watching, I haven't finished. I'm halfway through. Is season 2 of Black Summer, which is really good. But so I've been watching the title cards
Oh, I thought you were looking for your phone.
I
because,
just stood up.
of course,
Give me a later.
and yeah, they are about 5 seconds long every time.
So long.
And there are times where I feel like it's unnecessary and almost a little annoying, like when it's a complete switch of scenery to like a different character completely somewhere else, where it didn't need it.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of times where, and I feel like in the first season most of the time it probably wasn't needed because the characters were all apart.
Yeah.
But in this one, it's like it's skipping around in time a lot, and so when it's showing different stuff, there are times where it's like, oh, if they hadn't shown that title card, I probably
Would have been lost.
I probably would have been a little lost, at least for like a minute before I figured out like, oh, okay, this is what's happening. So they can be a bit helpful more often this season.
The one I remember pissing me off the most in season 1 was when they were doing the stuff with like the feral, well, not really feral, but the kids in the high school.
Yeah.
And they were doing like one scene where they were like running down the hall and then detention, and then right back to what they were doing before the title card.
Yeah. I think part of it is also them just being like, look, clever little names for our act in the episode. You'll be like, oh yeah, that's why this one was called Detention.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but kind of who cares? I don't know. They still like, I still don't think they detract from the show even like at all to make the show like if it wouldn't drop it if I were to be like, oh, this show's a 6.5, it wouldn't drop it to like a 6.4 to me because of that. Like, it wouldn't change it. It's just every now and then it's like, alright.
Yeah,
But-
it pissed me off because I studied a lot of filmmaking and stuff back in like college and shit. And like one of the cardinal sins of filmmaking is doing something unnecessarily that like takes your audience out of the moment even temporarily.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, that just the worst thing you could have done for this scene was title card right in the middle of it, because it's so jarring to the audience's attention span a lot of the time. Like, granted,
Yeah.
usually pretty quick, they're like right back into it, but why would you ever want to break up the scene for literally no reason?
Yeah.
From a story perspective, why do you think so many, and I do mean like so many shows, jump back from present to past constantly? I honestly hate that.
Context.
Yeah, but context can be told in turn instead of jumping back and forth. I hate that.
It's just
Like, I can
depends.
understand.
It gets annoying, like
yeah.
when you're reading a book and it's like, oh, okay, so you're reading through.
Okay, books are different because it takes a lot longer to get through the back and forth of the time.
Okay, then go back to the shows. I've never enjoyed as much shows that tell me a story when 40% of the story happened in the past they have to keep jumping back to. They could have just told me that story and then moved forward from that. That's what I prefer.
Yeah.
That's just me.
So, so you want a
I think-
prequel, you don't want someone explaining the prequel.
Yes.
I think a lot of the time is because, I don't know, it kind of can make the audience feel clever, or it can reveal stuff. Like, look at like Game of Thrones, like where it's like jumping in the past and showing you like, oh look, Jon is actually fucking, what's his name's son? That he wasn't even Eddard's son. He was fucking
Right,
the other
but
Targaryen.
what-
and
what-
like they do jump back a bit and reveal details
But
and
aren't
stuff
most of
like
the
that.
time jumps from like Bran's perspective while he's the crow or whatever it's called?
Some of them, yeah.
Would it
I
not
thought
be
most of them were.
just as impactful if we discover it when the character discovers it?
Well, I mean, sometimes the character discovered it before the show
Well,
started.
I don't think so, especially not I mean, specifically talking about this one.
Probably not.
Because the way that they did it in Game of Thrones was like showing you how Eddard like got Jon in the first place and everything. His sister got knocked up by the Targaryen, and they had to fight this guy who was guarding his sister and the baby because he figured they'd kill the baby. And it was a really awesome scene, and that's
Gotcha,
where
yeah,
you're
it
kind
was.
of like, and yeah,
But, like,
it was
there's
something
not-
everybody kind of had
I
figured
think for
out.
me it stems
but-
from the fact that I don't like not knowing a detail when I know I should, and then they show it to me like way later.
I mean,
It also makes sense because nobody else in
It was like
the
a
Game
personal
of
series
Thrones.
to like one or two people.
Yeah, like
See,
John didn't
I'm
even
not saying
know,
there's not a time
only-
and place. I just mean in general, and I
Yeah.
see it a lot in anime. Where it's
Oh,
back-
yeah, anime fucking Christ.
That's what I'm talking
Don't
about,
even-
like constantly.
Oh, okay, never mind. If
We're,
we're
we're
talking
always
about
going
anime,
back to 10 years, 3 years later or earlier, and it's like okay, but
well, I mean, it like using Record of Ragnarok as an example. Like, I also kind of hate like the long drawn out flashbacks, but at the same time, like I don't know any other person personally other than me who actually studied the Three Kingdoms era of China. So,
Sure.
I should
like,
have done.
yeah. So like even my wife when we were watching it together, like she was like, "Why are all these flashbacks happening?" And then 5 seconds later, she's like, "Oh,
That's why.
It's because I wouldn't have any clue who Lu Bu was otherwise."
Right.
So like in that context, that's excusable to me.
And then Naruto is like, hey, you want a flashback for every sentence ever uttered by a single person? Yeah, here's a flashback to explain that
Actually,
sentence.
Naruto and Bleach were the ones that made me not want to like.
I
made
think
me
it-
just initially. Not
It really depends on the show and
Or the
how it's
story.
handled
I
and
suppose,
everything.
right.
So
Yeah.
like the way they did it in Black Summer is they show you something that happens and then it's like you don't really realize it's a flashback. It's showing you other stuff going on and then like all of a sudden it's like oh okay, that's what led to this. And like so it's like I guess it's not necessary, but it is just. So it starts off with you kind of like confused, like, oh, okay, they're in this house with these dead bodies and this fucking guy, and she says some shit to him, and you're kind of like confused about what's going on, and maybe they'll talk about it more later, but instead of talking about it more, they just show you what happened.
Yeah.
And yeah, they could have just showed you what happened all the way through, which would have been fine as well. I think the way them doing it like that kind of made it a bit more interesting.
Gotcha. Well, yeah,
But-
I ain't hating. I'm just sharing my history with it.
Yeah, that's fair.
It gets what's the word?
Repetitious.
Nope. It's a word of extreme exhaustion.
Oh,
Tiring.
Exhausted?
Exhaustion.
Anyways, yeah, I just get. I stopped watching.
It's
Naruto
such an
for similar
overused
things.
trope that it gets
Yeah.
insanely annoying. But at the same time, some things do it really good.
Yeah,
some
I suppose
take the
you're right.
Naruto.
It very much depends on what it is and how it's handled.
But even if it's well done, doesn't mean you still like it.
Yeah.
I mean, there are
Yeah.
some things, some tropes in shows and anime that I just don't fucking like at all. Like beach episodes. What the fuck, y'all?
Every anime has one or
Oh,
two or
yeah.
three.
Hot Springs episode.
Or like
Yeah.
the main character being a clueless dude that's hit on by every female character. Not a single one doesn't hit on him, but he doesn't care. Like, come on.
He
fucking
doesn't
full of
care
shit.
or is just completely clueless.
or
whatever.
tournament arc after tournament arc after tournament arc after tournament
Well,
arc.
that's just fights
Yeah.
after fights after fights, and
No,
there's,
no,
a,
no,
there's
he
an
means
audience
I'm
for
not-
that.
Yeah, I'm not too.
That's
angry
Dragon
about
Ball,
that.
and you know, Dragon
Yeah.
Ball's fun sometimes, maybe, but not always. I like watching the movies. I don't really watch the show anymore.
Yeah, the show's good. Yeah, drags on.
I mean, granted, in a show like Record of
Drag on.
Ragnarok, where the entire show is a tournament, that's fine, but like I kind of got tired out on My Hero Academia after the first tournament arc, and then they started instantly gearing up for the second one.
Wait, when did that happen?
There's no need to fear.
I only watched till like the third season. There's not. I mean, there's been
Like
like
after
training.
after the high school, like after the first tournament, they all went off to do training and or internships, and
Yeah.
if I remember the manga correctly, there's another
was-
tournament coming fairly quickly.
Well, it's another one, but it's very different, and it also has to do with them against like
other schools.
other schools and stuff
think-
like that.
I
And
think there's a difference
it's
between final exams and tournaments.
a whole different thing. But there's also a billion other cool things that happen with other villains they fight and stuff in between. That show is like
Every time I do,
when it comes to that
Go for
Shonen
Undertale.
Jump style of stuff, which I don't even know if I completely
Oh, he's got a thing on his ear too. Like,
Yeah.
completely. It's not in the same vein as being like a cookie cutter Shonen Jump, like Dragon Ball, Naruto, whatever.
Yeah.
It's a lot different, and I think the whole idea is a lot different. You get to see a lot of the different characters with all their like completely different powers and how they learn to use them in super creative and interesting ways. That always there's always a lot of ways where it's like, oh shit, you never would have thought of that. This guy sucked, but he learned how to do this thing utilize his power this way, and yeah, it's.
I think I think I mentioned it last time. I'm getting a little bit tired of the shonen hero style, where
you know what's sorry.
No one will ever defeat me. I believe in myself. Therefore, I win because friends.
Well, I mean that plus they always do the impossible thing that they're not supposed to do.
Be able to do.
Like
You just broke the laws of the multiverse. How'd this work?
yeah, like I don't know. They're just the way that Goku will always have another power level above whatever his current power level is.
Yeah.
If we're gonna be real
I
honest,
will say with Dragon Ball, it's like I've kind of tired on it at
The
this
games are
point
fun.
because it's
Oh, yeah.
it's just like I mean I still love like original Dragon Ball and I love Dragon Ball Z, but like I mean I haven't watched all the way through Super. I liked what I watched,
Yeah.
but you know it's at a point now where it's like how much further are we going, guys? When are we gonna call it a day? Like
never.
can we just
Never.
The moment Simpsons quits is
Yeah.
when Dragon Ball Z will.
No, I'm pretty sure Dragon Ball Z might go farther.
Can we
longer.
can we like wrap this up and let Goku, like the way GT ended, where he like rode off with the fucking dragon and stuff at the end? It was like
GT.
that's
Maybe-
a cool fucking ending to
Yeah.
this
GT
shit.
is-
It's the one series that's no longer considered canon.
Yeah,
What is GT?
it's
Grand-
Dragon Ball GT.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's one of the. Okay, see.
Yeah.
I
Dragon
actually
Ball
never
Grand
watched the
Tour.
original Dragon Ball of the series.
Oh, and you might be in Evan's boathouse because he loves Dragon Ball. I mean, so do I, but he
Yeah.
loves
I mean,
Dragon Ball.
Granted, like I'm not a huge fan of original Dragon Ball, but you should watch it at least once.
Yeah, of course.
It's real good.
I like it a lot, actually. I mean, there's some
The
episodes
whole
that, oof.
it's a lot. It's
Seven,
pretty
man.
different from Z. It's
Yeah.
a lot more.
A lot more Kid Goku penis.
It's a lot more. There isn't that much. It's just in like the first couple episodes.
I might be thinking GT then.
Mostly. There is some in GT as well.
Remember
But,
Stinky Man? Krillin and,
Oh,
Krillin
no.
and Baby Goku fought.
Wait, didn't Krillin win because
Oh.
He couldn't smell.
because Krillin realized he couldn't smell? It was
He
some
doesn't have
fucking,
a
it was
nose.
some fucking
Yeah.
Roadrunner
Yeah,
shit.
because he doesn't have a nose.
No,
yeah.
he smells it at first, and then he realized he doesn't have a nose. I can't remember.
Yeah, no, that's what it is.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
watched it very recently. Yeah, no, that fucking disgusts me. That whole part where it's like,
No, it was gross.
you
Doesn't he
just-
reach in his pants?
Yeah,
Yep.
he touches his balls, rubs it up. Yeah.
and they're like, yeah, everybody loves their own stink, so it doesn't bother him. And it's like, don't say that. Don't stop.
You love the smell of your own brand. Come on now.
I don't love the smell of my own stink. It's why
No.
I shower.
It doesn't bug me like somebody else's will, but it still does if I know.
Hey, Fat Bastard said, you always love the smell of your own brand.
No. I don't. Yes, and he's the wisest man of
He is indeed
the
fat
past.
bastard.
Yeah.
Do you want to have some ginger?
No, I finished season 4 of My Hero,
What about
and yeah, no, that show is just, I fucking love it. It's definitely a whole different take on the shonen hero and stuff, and he's not sitting there constantly just pushing his limits too far, and when he does, there's actual, like, serious consequences and shit, to the point that now, because he's pushed it too far too many times and used that power too hard, like, they're like, yeah, your arms and stuff are at a point where if you, like, push it too hard again before you're ready, like, they'll probably just stop working. So he had to develop a whole new style, his shoot style, where he kicks a bunch instead and doesn't use his arms nearly as much. He, because he's getting better where he can use more one for all, and he just had this girl make him these gloves so that he can aim his flicks better.
Nice.
To actually have like a long range attack.
Does he still
And-
break his fingers every time he flicks?
No,
Or- oh,
because he's got more control over
Yeah.
it now, so he can use it at like 20% without it being, or like I think he can use it at like 10% without it being an issue, and 20% for like small bursts of time. And if he holds it too long, it's gonna
It's like if
fuck
you
him
got,
up.
like, a pile
However,
of
there was a
pennies
really
on the
cool
counter or
fight
something,
where
like,
there
they
was
go
this
on, like-
this girl who could she could rewind time weirdly on like certain people and objects. So basically, she could get rid of someone's quirk by doing that. So she could, but she was a kid and she didn't know it. But her like older brother or whatever is evil and was using her. But he's got these insane powers. But so
The classic
she
neutralizer character.
while Midoriya is trying to get her away from him, he's like got her on his back and she can't control her quirk. So she's constantly like rewinding him. So in order to even like keep one for all, he just has to use it at 100% the whole time.
Oh.
And he just gets to go fucking ham on this guy.
Oh, really?
It's,
Now?
yeah, it's really cool. But he still doesn't like properly beat the guy just by himself because
Damn,
he's still.
does that ever actually
He's
happen?
he's still not like, it's not like he's fucking All Might yet. He doesn't quite know exactly how to fight
I
as
just
well.
want to see Midoriya
But-
beat the ever
No,
living
he
shit out of
he
someone.
did. He
Without
was fucking
any effort,
smashing the shit out of him, but
Well, he in One Punch Man.
it was cool.
No.
It was really good.
I
And
wanna
now,
take more than one
yeah,
punch.
it was that guy when I was watching it the other day.
Yeah.
The guy that the phasing guy was fighting, but
Yep.
then yeah, that guy just went fucking completely nuts and could, yeah,
Have you guys
cool
seen,
stuff.
Gunhex Sword?
No,
I want to.
It's one of my. It's in my top. I don't know. Yeah, top 4 animes.
Top 4.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, well, I don't really tend to like super love the mainstream ones. Gunhex Sword is not really mainstream. It's like robots and cowboys, and it's really dark. Like the first couple episodes are campy, and it's like, okay, this is silly, and then it gets like backstory of characters, and it's like, oh, this guy literally like killed his own mom because he wanted to worship his father for some reason. This is weird.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Evan, look alike.
He doesn't know
Baby's
what
on
to
the
do.
floor. He he's just like, I don't know. Gunhex Sword is really cool. I think everyone should watch it. And I mean, and the main female character's name is Wendy, and she looks exactly how you think Wendy looks like, based on the fast food chain.
Oh, that one.
So a ginger with pigtails.
Uh huh.
What are you gonna say about Wendy from Peter Pan?
And then there's this girl who like controls a mech, but the plug-in for the mech is right in her. Yeah, it's pretty.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh wow, of course it is.
It's pretty. It's
Because anime.
because anime.
Because of anime.
Like it's not actually plugged into her, but it looks like it.
Oh, okay. It just looks like it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right.
Yeah. It's plugged into her suit, which the plug-in is on her. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's not any weirder than, Evangelion.
But
so-
she's obviously the girl that shows her boobs all the time.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds about right.
You always got to have one of those.
But
in any
but
good
her
anime.
character personality is like completely innocent to the fact that she's always half naked.
yeah. Very similar to what we were talking about, the guy character who never can understand that girls are hitting on him and stuff
Oh yeah.
like that.
Now, the main character is
It's
just
the-
like this old bounty hunter cowboy. He's more or less like a mixture of the Cowboy Bebop guy, but like
Spike?
Spike.
yeah, he's kind of like Spike, but he's also kind of like a clown. Like as a self-defense, he's always joking.
It's on
Spike
Hulu.
and
Nice.
Hugh.
Looks like is there only one season?
There's only I think there's 2 seasons. Well, I don't know.
It looks, I mean,
There
well,
might be only 1 season. Oh
Hulu,
yeah,
Hulu might only have one
yeah.
season.
But it's good.
I might watch it.
It's
It's only subtitled, doesn't have dubs.
Oh.
what? No. There's I
Well,
watched it in the English. It was
Hulu
pretty
only
good.
has the subs, it
Gotcha.
looks like.
Oh,
Although it might just be because I'm looking at it on the app. Maybe it has it on.
gotcha. I didn't even watch the Japanese version. The English voice actors did pretty good. Unlike a lot of the older ones when they were first started. What was it? Was it called dubbing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dubbing was not an art initially. It was just kind of like let's just do it because.
Well, yeah.
And
Yeah.
now it's like they actually get voice actors.
It's kind of like, what's that show? Ghost something?
Ghost in the Shell?
No, it's called like damn it.
Gohan.
It's Ghost something, where it was kind of a shitty anime, and they ended up bringing it over to America, and they were so with the dubs, they were like, yeah, this hasn't been popular, so you guys can just kind of do what they want with it, and so it ends up like they just have the female character calling her brother like fucking retarded and autistic and everything all the time, and like
That sounds
it's
awesome.
just got like completely. It's on fucking Hulu. I can't remember what it's called right now.
Get back.
Damn it! It's not. Is it Ghost Diaries or something like that? I think that might be it. But I kind of want to watch it. Ghost Stories. That's what it's
Oh,
called.
okay.
Yeah.
That sounds incredible.
Yeah, and she's just like. I've seen clips from it, and it made me want to watch it because it just looks fucking ridiculous. Why is the Ghost Stories dubbed so weird? Okay, here, I can just read this. Synopsis. It's picked up for dubbing. They were told to do whatever it took to sell the show. The only condition was that the basic story and names of the major characters and ghosts had remained intact, but everything else was fair game. To that end, they reworked the show into a pure gag dub by throwing out nearly all the original script. When the voice actors were called in to record scenes, whoever got there first would set the tone and subject for the scene, which meant the other cast members had to follow in those footsteps. This approach produced a dub full of random characterization, fourth wall breaking jokes, political and cultural references.
That sounds amazing.
An alternate dub would later be produced that stayed true to the original.
That sounds less amazing.
Sure, yeah, because it apparently didn't do great otherwise. So yeah, I've been wanting to watch it because it's sad. The clips I've seen and everything, it just looks fucking ridiculous. Yeah, otherwise I haven't been doing much. Played some Fantasy Life last weekend.
Yeah, what actually is that game?
It's a DS game.
Okay.
I could get you the thing, but it's so you basically there's 16 lives that you can choose from. So there's like carpentry, fucking sewing, fishing, mining, and cooking. Then there's like archery and fucking paladin and adventure or something. So there's like combat ones, there's like making shit ones, and there's harvesting ones. So you have to switch, and then there's a shitload of like missions for each one until you rank up, and you kind of use your combat ones so that you can get to mining stuff so that you can make stuff, so you can make more money and move the story along, get better gear and make your own gear and sell shit, and it's all very chibi.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll grab the case. You can look at it, but it's a lot of fun. It's really addicting. I've never. It does wear on you though.
Yeah.
After a while, because it does get kind of repetitive. And when you have to do the story missions, they fucking talk and talk and talk and talk, and it gets really. So it's the story missions I just dread. But you can avoid them for a long time until you get to a certain point where you kind of have to do one to get to the next spot so that you can fight the next creatures, harvest the new minerals and wood and whatever. And there's all these like boss things for like pretty much each one. So like while you're going through different caves, there'll be like a giant fucking rock to mine that most of the time, at least for me, I can't even do any like damage to mine them yet. And there's boss creatures to fight. There'll be like big legendary trees. There's big old legendary fish. It's a lot of fun. It's just one of those ones that I get really intensely into and play like 15 hours in a row and then get sick of it, which is not sick of it, but it's just like, okay, I did a lot and I need to put this down for a bit.
You need to do something else.
But for like, I get really intensely into it for a while and then put it down for a while again. I want to keep playing it, but I want to try and get through the original Silent Hill this weekend.
Did you finish Days Gone?
No, I haven't yet.
Oh.
So I still need to finish that as well, but this can be a quick detour.
Yeah.
Is Kendrick in the bathroom?
I think
so as well. But yeah, it's fun. And it's a fun... I mean, it's something that I can do while watching TV and whatever. At least TV I don't have to pay a shitload of attention to.
Yeah.
It's not terribly difficult. The game isn't. It can be, but as long as you're prepared for stuff, it really isn't that hard. It's just kind of a whole lot of. It's like mindless grinding. It's like a phone game if a phone game were good, I guess.
There's been a few decent phone games, but not many.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a 3DS game, so.
Yeah. That sounds fun. It sounds kind of Stardew Valley-esque, except for the whole different lives bit.
Yeah, and is there combat in Stardew Valley?
Yeah, there's, I think, 3 different dungeons you can actually go into, which is usually where you wind up getting things like copper, iron, gold, various metals you need to, like, upgrade your weapons and your farming tools and shit.
Stadia just gave out for this month for Pro, gave out a couple of games. They always do. But,
Yeah.
gave out the other one, Terraria, all the way updated for free.
Also a fantastic game.
You know, I tried to get into it on DS, but the controls are just fucked on DS.
Yeah.
So I could not.
PC is definitely the best way to play it if you can.
Well, I can't. But
You can't do Stadia with, like, keyboard and mouse?
oh, you can. I don't know how.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm sure playing it with a controller is just fine.
I mean, it's a little bit finicky. Like, I play it on PS4, although I really probably should get it on PC. But, like, you gotta, like, use the right stick to kind of aim in which direction,
Yeah.
like, you want your pickaxe to go.
Yeah.
And, like, you can, I think, click the right stick in and, like, aim at deliberate blocks if you're, like, worried about, I don't know, accidentally busting your way into, like, a flooded cave. But it's a real pain in the ass. Past that, though, it's great on consoles, too. And, like, I lucked out and got into it after watching, like, I don't even know how many fucking episodes worth of Total Biscuit and Jesse Cox playing the game.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, look, I don't normally like to tell people, like, hey, go get a fucking guide. But for Terraria, go get a fucking guide. 'Cause that game doesn't tell you shit.
It seems like it. I'm gonna go talk to Andy. I gotta get that.
I just laid down. Hey, Mini-Me. How you doing, bud?
And now I'm here by myself.
Hey. Easy. Easy.
Oh, you're not talking. You're talking to Link. No, that one. Yes and yes.
Oh, he's got my finger in the vice grip.
I am not trying to step out. I'm just taking a smoke real quick.
Oh yeah, no, go ahead.
If we got more topics, though.
Yes,
I
yes,
actually
we do.
been trying to be quiet because last time I talked a ton.
Oh, that's fine. I think. Well, I mean, Noodle probably doesn't care, but I finished Mass Effect 3 finally.
Nice.
I
Never played.
you should get the Legendary Collection.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's like all the games on their own are pretty damn good, but finally being able to play from the beginning of 1 all the way to the end of 3, like, consecutively, that game's story is so fucking amazing.
Is that a kind of game where you create your character, or are they all already like set in stone?
I mean, yeah, you play as Commander Shepard, but you can customize your appearance, your class,
Can I
and...
have orange hair?
Yes.
Can I be a black man?
Yes.
Alright. Semi.
Link!
Hey!
No, there was a...
Is there a big chick to love?
What?
Is there a big chick to love?
I'm
just teasing.
No? Not that I remember.
No worries.
But-
I mean, there's always the blue tentacle chick.
Oh yeah, there is Liara. So
that sounds scary already.
she's a blue skinned space babe.
But like, is she
Well,
cute?
her hair
Yes.
is basically...
Oh, I've seen pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like a Draenei.
Yeah, but no, there was a meme going around way back from Mass Effect 1 where someone made Samuel L. Jackson in Mass Effect, and the caption for the picture was, "I'm tired of these motherfucking Reapers on this motherfucking Citadel."
Snake. Okay.
Yeah, but fair warning, male and female Shepard only have one voice actor, and I will say the voice actor for male Shepard really does not sound like he should be voicing a black man.
Oh, sure. That's usually the case.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Wait, you're saying they share a voice actor?
No, they only have one voice actor each.
Oh, gotcha.
But no, you can, like, there's a whole, like morality system. Like there's Paragon, which is like good guy.
I guess what encourages, what makes me interested in games is settings that I'll be visiting. I don't want to play a game where the whole thing is just spaceships and hallways of steel.
Well, I mean, that's kind of Mass Effect 1, but also Mass Effect 1 came out back in, like, 2007 or something like that.
Halo 1 at the time.
Yeah, so it was around that same time, but Mass Effect 2 and 3 get much better about that. Like, there are those levels, but you do also, like, go to other planets and you get to see, like, different environments and shit.
Gotcha. That's cool.
Yeah, no.
I've heard a lot about it. Mostly I just come across fan fiction art sometimes.
Oh, well.
Oh, it's not all. I don't mean like that. I mean, yes, bad stuff.
Yeah.
You know, but you know.
I mean, we live in the age of Rule 34, so...
Pretty sure that age came out before you and I were alive. It just became super easy when internet became a thing.
Yeah, when it actually became Rule 34 of the internet.
Yeah. My dad used to. He doesn't usually talk about these things, but he told me about like one time where his mom, my grandma, caught him with one of those porn magazines that he had bought literally behind his school from like a 40-year-old for like $50.
Yes. I mean...
But now it's free. Why would I ever pay again?
Well, because they didn't have the internet back then. But no, I highly recommend playing through the Mass Effect series. It's really, really good. Like, I don't actually know what else I can say about it without spending, like, a couple of fucking hours talking about it. It's just a good...
Couple of fucking hours or a couple hours fucking?
Well, I mean, depending on how you play your character, I mean...
That's all I did in GTA 5. Or the one right before it. The one with
where you have different girlfriend options and shit?
Well, no, what's the one that came out of the PS3?
What? It's GTA 5.
Oh, that is 5.
Yeah, that was 5.
5 has been... They haven't made a sequel in a long time.
No. Literally, I was stupid, and, you know, puberty, man. Puberty does weird things. I was like, hey, dude, can I play GTA 5? And he's like, yeah. And the moment the guy... We'd be, like, sharing a couch, because it was a big-ass couch. The moment he went to sleep, I'd be like, I'm going to strip bars now.
Yep. No, if you really want to talk about just hours of fucking, go play Dragon Age. It's by the same people who made
Everyone
Mass.
keeps telling me, play Dragon Age. I'm like, is it just a porn simulator? I don't need that.
No.
I mean, but there is a lot of nudity and fucking in that game. If you want. Or you can just play a pure-hearted soul and avoid all of that crap.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm already preparing myself to play Witcher, and I hear it's pretty raunchy.
Oh yeah, no, Witcher blows fucking Dragon Age out of the
Red
water.
Dead's got a similar thing.
Man, Red Dead
Not the first one. I don't even think
number
there's
2.
a single titty in the first one.
I mean, yeah, no, there's... No, there is. There is some tits in the first one, but even Red Dead 2, there's not a whole lot of nudity. I mean, it happens occasionally, but it's not near as huge a focus as it is for something like The Witcher or Dragon Age. Yeah. So yeah, you'll be fine playing Red Dead 2.
You'll be fine, little boy.
Yeah.
Don't be scared.
And also, Red Dead 2 is an amazing game.
I'm impressed with how good it looks, and then online, they managed to make online look as good as the game.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Apparently, I know online games are always going to struggle to compete against the top 10. And, I mean, even the top 4 usually take over everything. But Red Dead somehow, I mean, like, Rockstar decided to keep it open. They still update it, like, every 4 months, which is very little, but...
Yeah.
Like, apparently, on average, there's still about 1,000 players a day.
Yeah, and the Red Dead Online community, on the whole, tends to be much, much nicer than the GTA 5 online community.
You hear about MapleStory too?
What?
I don't know if any of you are interested. I didn't really play MapleStory because I'm not into playing chibi anime games, but apparently literally a year after it came out, it was canceled just because like by the time a year was over, only 100 people a day max were playing. Like in the entire world. And the first game they came out with was like 40,000 players a day.
MapleStory was huge back in the day, yeah.
I don't even know what MapleStory is. I missed it.
That might be the problem.
Yeah.
But apparently what drove people away is the end game, which is apparently what everybody focuses on. I've always liked leveling. If leveling's not fun, I don't want to play the game. I don't care about raids too much. I like story, but not raids. Anyways, moving on. There was literally 3 raids, and they never added another one. So it was like Dragon Raid, Slime Raid, and Giant Raid. Like, that's easy enough. That's basically what you fought. And then that was it. It was just over and over. So people were doing the same raids from month 1 all the way through the year. So I would get bored too. If they didn't add anything. Like, to be fair, though, the game was free. So, I mean, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
And they had like 12 classes you could play and customize. And yeah, you could even like the game was very unique in the sense that it was like Minecraft MMO but different, and also you could literally create your own clothes. You could build your own armor and make it look however you want.
Nice.
You could build your own home and put it anywhere in the world, at risk of being attacked by other players or monsters. But like you could make anything. Just it would take you time to fix with the pixels. But they basically gave you the game creator to a limited extent in the game.
That's fucking awesome.
But now all the servers are closed. You can't even go in. You're like Club Penguin. Why? Why'd you go? Because Disney sucks.
No, because Club Penguin was fucking infested with pedophiles.
Wait, what?
Yeah, dude.
Was it really? See, I didn't know that. You think that's why the main reason why they did it?
That's one of the reasons, probably.
What is Club Penguin now?
Exactly.
No, I mean...
This is weird. Like, Club Penguin's been around since, like,
it
early
came around during
2000s.
Neopets time, and everyone knows Neopets, even if they didn't
Oh,
play it.
I mean, yeah, I do know Neopets,
Yeah,
so...
Neopets is still alive, believe it or not. It
Yeah.
died. It like mostly died, and then they got new creators, and apparently it's growing again.
Yep.
I'm not gonna play it, but you know I like the monster, the little critters. But yeah, Club Penguin was like a really cute, cartoony world where you play as cartoon penguins, and it was a very well-established map with mini games everywhere, and it was easy to pick up. I mean, it was completely free. If you wanted to pay money, you could have a house. If you
it
didn't,
was stuff that you play in, like, middle school computer lab. and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Okay, I got you.
yeah, but you're telling me it makes sense that pedophiles would go there because
It was-
the target audience was like 4 and 5 and 6 year olds. So
Is that a cherry cigar?
yeah, I think.
Nice.
Sorry.
Oh. No, I mean, I love cherry
Oh, the
cigars.
smell. Okay.
Yeah.
I keep stepping in.
You should step out.
Okay.
More out. Keep going till you fall over the edge.
No, don't do that.
Oh, sorry. But yeah. Yeah.
Alright, well, Noodle's occupied, and he's probably not going to care much for the next segment of the podcast anyway. So, my lore buddies, gather round.
Gather around, my brothers.
Brother!
Brothers! You are the chosen one, Anakin! You are supposed to bring balance to the Force, not destroy it!
I loved you, Anakin! I hate you!
You know what? Part of me thinks that he was talking to himself when he said that, too.
It's entirely possible.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. So, I dug up
Could have a slice. Here.
Oh, how about that?
an old-ish
Oh, you
meme
want to? Yeah, go for it.
from when Byleth was introduced to Smash, and it was a parody of the fucking council scene with Anakin, and they're like, Byleth, we grant you a seat on the council, but we do not grant you the rank of heavy. And she's like, what? How can you be on the council and not be a heavy? It's ridiculous! It's unfair! And then Ganondorf's like, take a seat, Byleth. And then just shot of Byleth with hood up, glowing red eyes, and then just her taking the axe to Lucas.
You find these Smash memes that I've never seen, but that sounds pretty good. That's right. She's got the attacks of heavy, but
Yeah.
isn't one.
But yeah. And
Which is fair because she would literally wreck everyone.
oh yeah, if she was actually a heavy, she would be fucking broken as shit with all of her options.
I will say this. Still
Hey, Evan.
want a Monster Hunter. I really do. Like, I get it. I get why they didn't. Because, you know, money says Fire Emblem. That was like the hot game at the moment.
I mean,
You
Fire
know?
Emblem's very, very popular.
Now, it wasn't always, but I don't like it. I don't like the setting. I
mean,
think it's boring.
I would play it if it wasn't
Yeah,
turn-based.
I know. That was like more of a.
And that's another thing, too. Yeah, it's turn-based.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But I do like the design of the weapons. I think the idea of, like, giving them bone weapons is really cool.
Yeah. So, you still haven't played Bloodborne yet, have you?
No, I mean, not since we last talked about it a week ago.
Yeah, well, I'm
Let's talk about what?
Bloodborne.
Yeah.
I own it. I do. I just haven't played
but
it.
I'm assuming you've seen, like, the aesthetics of, the
It's
the
dark
weapons
and
shit.
horrifying, and I actually think I can handle it, though, because it's a different type of horror.
Yeah. But, like, you've seen the weapons, like, you know, the crazy-looking trick weapons and shit like that, right?
Dude, it's cool. It's like
Yeah.
it's like old London mixed with Lovecraft, which is
Yeah.
what usually Lovecraft is.
Yeah.
You know.
But someone somewhere on the depths of the internet made a mod for Smash Ultimate that replaced Byleth with a Bloodborne Hunter, including replacing all of the weapons with the Bloodborne trick weapons.
Oh, sick.
yeah,
That's cool.
I know, it's fucking awesome. Also, real quick, since we're on Smash for again for a second, everyone who wanted Dante in the game, I am so fucking sorry you had to get him as a Mii costume.
I'm not.
Oh,
Dante
no.
wouldn't have added anything to the game that we haven't seen already.
Well, I mean, look at the giant roster. You've seen basically everything
I
already.
might be saying something dumb because I'm not remembering the character, but please tell me about a gunslinging swordsman.
Joker.
That's more of a gunslinging knife mage.
Okay, all I'm saying is, I didn't want another anime swordsman. Didn't want one.
I mean,
At all.
But
Yeah.
he's nice, but he's more of a gunman.
No, he's anime, and he's a sword.
No.
Pretty sure he's anime. Pretty sure he's a swordsman.
No, pretty sure he's a gunman.
He's a
with
swordsman.
sword.
He's a but that anime sword. Sit down, Evan.
Like, well, I mean,
He's a hashing.
have you played a Devil May Cry game?
The Xbox 360 one, and there might have only been 2 of them on. I don't know which one it was.
Well,
it was the one where Virgil was the main bad guy, but like then you get the DLC where you can play as Virgil.
Okay, that's Devil May Cry 3. So, yeah, but I mean, yes, Dante is anime swordsman, but also look at all like the massive collection of weapons he acquired over the course of like his games. Like, I don't know how you would fit all of them in, but you could give Dante could have more options than Kazuya does.
Oh, yeah. Why have we not even asked Justin yet? Oh,
What?
Sorry, guys. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
You ever played the 2D side scroller Shank?
Yes.
Yeah. They only ever made 2 games, but man, they were good. They were super good. And it was unique combat for the time. And I love how, like, every weapon is very, very, very different. First one's still the best, in my opinion, based on the story alone.
Yeah. I mean, granted, it's also been quite a while since I played that.
Yeah, you can't even find it anywhere. Kind of like, you ever heard of the game series Deathspank?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was 3 games, and apparently they were popular enough to make 3, but I only played the first one.
Yeah.
A lot of games come and go, and you never hear from them again.
Yeah, I'm glad they brought the Scott Pilgrim game back.
Yeah, it just disappeared one day.
Yeah, licensing
And
bullshit.
a lot of TMNT games that have been like remade have gone away like permanently because of licensing.
Yep.
Like apparently the first TMNT game ever was remade for the Xbox 360 with like better graphics. It looked like a 3D CG cartoon.
Yeah.
And I only had the demo, and I went back to buy it like a couple years ago on my 360, and it's not even available. It's nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
No, don't do that.
Don't do what?
No.
Oh, he's talking to us.
There's so many lights on this screen. Like earlier when you were fighting those like monsters,
Oh yeah, the Tyranids. Fuck the Tyranids.
like tentacle things.
Tyranids.
I like them a lot.
Space squids.
Space squids.
Space squid.
Would you like a chair, sir? I literally sat down because you weren't here, but if you want it.
No, that's fine.
Oh, but your coffee's here.
I'm good.
Oh, they are engaged in that. Anyway, so on to what I was originally segueing my way around to. We talked about a lot of lore last time.
Yes, we did.
We're not going to do that again. Not this time, anyway. But I would like to hear everyone's thoughts on if they have a particular favorite tidbit of lore from anything. Books, movies, games, TV shows. What's your favorite lore?
Loki fucked a horse.
Okay, that's
We know that.
way more complicated than that.
That's also mythology.
But that is technically lore.
That is
But
technically lore.
It's way more complicated. Way more complicated than that.
Suck too hard.
You better keep that in the podcast, goddammit, Andy.
Oh, it's-
Loki fucked a horse.
It's staying.
He's a shapeshifter. He can do whatever the heck he wants.
Yeah. And people get all up in arms about him being bisexual in his TV show. He literally fucked a horse and gave birth to another horse.
But it was more than that. It wasn't just.
It was, yeah.
It wasn't just like that. It was.
He turned into a horse to fuck a horse.
No. He
Give
turned it
birth-
into a horse to drive it away, so that a creature, I think it was a giant, would chase the horse.
Or
And
then
then
he
later
fucked the
on,
horse.
he had birthed like a 6
And
something. Anyways, all his children were monstrous creatures.
Yep.
His DNA was corrupted.
Yep.
Anyways, tidbit of lore. Jimbo, tidbit of lore.
You're gonna have to continue for a moment.
Yeah.
There's so many things I could talk about.
Yeah, but I mean, to make it easy, like when I asked that question, what's the first one that popped into your head?
Frickin' fanfiction stuff that I've written.
I don't know if that counts as lore.
It's lore if it
But-
hasn't been covered yet. Hold up. Give me a moment. There's so many things. I also have my Marvel, but like Marvel's so nah. There's so much Marvel right now.
I was gonna say, if you guys want a nice, tasty tidbit of lore,
Please.
Alfred kicked Superman's ass.
He did.
Oh, yes, he did.
Huh?
Oh, so there's a. I completely forgot like the name of the comic series and like what issue it is, but
I want to say it came from Injustice, but I might be wrong.
it could be. Well, it wasn't
Could
an
be.
evil Superman that Alfred knocked out. It was just Superman. So I don't think it was Injustice. It might have been like one of the future timelines where Superman's aligned with the U.S. government or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And U.S. government does not like Batman, but Superman ends up showing up at the Batcave after Batman has been like pretty seriously injured and he's completely out of commission. And somehow Alfred has a hold of some kryptonite steroids. Therefore, he takes kryptonite steroids and he's like, I will not let you touch Master Bruce. And he is one of the few only characters in DC Comics to knock Superman the fuck out.
Yep.
Not because he's either awake or dead. There's no in between except for when Alfred beat the shit out of him.
Yep, he
that
kicked
was
him
so
so
good.
hard his shoe exploded.
It's like the look of it made me think.
I like the time that Aunt May inherited the power cosmic.
Aunt May?
Yeah, the golden grandma.
Yeah. Was because it was a Golden Grams advertisement, but
No, it was a Twinkies advertisement.
okay,
Yeah, because she ended up delivering him to a planet that was just a giant Twinkie.
She brought
Just to show him the light that
Galactus.
she doesn't need to. I mean, Galactus does not need to feed on a planet sparing life. He just needs Twinkies.
Yeah.
And that's all he needs.
He can subsist off Twinkies alone.
I mean, I hear they never expire.
Well, I mean, cool.
The inside does. It kind of turns to dust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen or felt a disintegrating Twinkie. Have you, Kendrick? How did
I
you get a
have.
hold of a Twinkie that old?
I watched
Or
a
did you
video.
know? Oh, okay.
I have.
I watched the video.
Yeah, it's like squishy. It's like. Imagine how
So you got anything?
it feels.
Or you need some more time to think.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm trying not to do World of Warcraft. That's all I talk about.
I don't care if you do World of Warcraft.
And I have
Just
like-
know that I may not understand it and ask many questions, but
Cream got dust.
I mean, I go first if you want.
Please do.
All right. So, are you familiar with a game series called Darksiders?
Yes.
I mean, sugar,
Okay.
so
I've played all except for Genesis.
You should play Genesis.
I played the
Why
first-
why Genesis?
The gameplay is just
You didn't even try it, so you don't know.
Wait, who are we stomping on Ian for? Why are we stomping on him?
Darksiders
He
Genesis.
says, because it's not the same
Is that a
gameplay.
spin-off?
No,
It's-
it's a
It's like
prequel.
a prequel.
Oh,
And it's good.
It's
You play as
also-
Strife.
wait, I thought he said
But
it was
it's
great
also-
and he got mad.
No, he said it was and
Oh.
I think it's great.
Because they completely change how you play the game.
It's a different genre of game, but the same
Yeah,
world.
they're all different. Every single goddamn Darksiders game is different. Number 1 is a Zelda clone. Number 2 is a generic action RPG. Number 3 is a Darksiders clone. So why the fuck can't number 4 be a Diablo clone?
Fight! Please talk, though. I don't know nothing about the newest game.
Oh, I mean, this.
Other than I want to play it someday.
Yeah, you should. I mean, shit, I'll bring my PS4 next time. We can
I mean,
co-op
you know,
it.
storyline's good and everything, but
You didn't
I
play!
still like the gameplay.
You said you didn't even play it.
I played like half of it.
Then
I'm not mad at you. He might be.
Yeah, I'm a little mad at him. But yeah, that's because he's talking trash about one of my favorite game series.
I sit over here.
I love the first three.
Genesis
Don't get
was
me wrong.
awesome. Just accept it. Anyway, so my favorite lore tidbit from Darksiders is actually a lack of lore in a weird way. As far as Death goes, quote unquote, on screen, we have never seen Death operating at full power. Ever.
Was he weak in Dark Souls 2?
No. He out of all of them, he caused the most destruction out of any of them.
Was he just holding back?
He was held back. Like, all right, so some context for you, I guess, is that the Four Horsemen work for this group called the Charred Council.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody knows what the fuck they are. They just
Speaking rocks.
Yeah, speaking rocks. They showed up one day, told heaven and hell, knock that shit off, and they had the force to back it up. So they're the ones who made the horsemen the way they are. So normally, a horseman can kind of just do whatever the fuck they want as long as it does not upset the balance. So, I mean, so a horseman doing whatever the fuck he wants is still powerful enough, but when the council gives a horseman a direct mission, they get all kinds of crazy power buffs from the Charred Council. So, and then there's also, once the 7th seal gets broken, the horsemen are no longer on anybody's leash, and they're free to just stomp the entire universe.
Right.
So, Death is pretty much considered the most powerful horseman. So, Death normally has a choice. He can either...
In the room.
What?
Nothing. Keep going.
Oh. Death can either have his council buffs, or they can allow him to use his personal scythe. Which, Harvester is one of the most powerful weapons in all of the Darksiders universe.
Roger.
So during Darksiders 2, when Death was trying to clear War's name, because War apparently started the apocalypse early, and that was
Right, I
a
remember
bad,
that part.
yeah, bad thing to do. Death was neither operating on the Council's say-so, nor did he have his personal scythe. So he was
that's
actually at his weakest and still just cut a massive swath across the entirety of
His
creation.
voice actor was really... I liked his voice actor.
Yeah, Michael Wincott's fucking awesome.
I liked how he visited a Norse world for some reason, just because.
Yeah, that's the makers.
Ah,
Yeah, they're the ones
can't
who
remember everything.
Yeah, they're the ones who forged the worlds. They're the ones who literally put the planets together.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, at no point in any Darksiders media has Death ever operated with the Council's say-so and with his personal scythe. He has never been at full power.
Still?
Still. Well, I mean, at the end of Darksiders 1, the 7th seal got broken, so all fucking bets are off. Now they just need to continue the story from there,
So does
hopefully.
Darksiders 3 continue from 2 or no?
They're all their own stories. Like Darksiders 1 is all about War clearing his name for starting the apocalypse early. Darksiders 2 takes place in the 100-year time span where War was locked up by the Charred Council for starting the apocalypse, and Death was out there trying to find evidence that no, War did not, in fact,
Doesn't
start the
he kill
apocalypse.
himself at the end?
Yes, he sacrifices himself to bring humanity back.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he's not... He might be the Horseman of Death, but he's a good guy.
Yeah, and also then the 7th seal gets broken and he gets resurrected.
Gotcha.
Darksiders 3 also takes place during that 100-year time span where the Horseman Fury is sent after the 7 deadly sins because they broke out of prison once War started the apocalypse. And then Darksiders Genesis is a prequel story about War and Strife hanging out and doing horseman-y stuff together.
I always thought Strife was interesting because they didn't talk about him. They just know that he was a gunslinger, had some cool weapons, and all the other horsemen seem to like him a lot, but he's never around.
Yeah, he's usually off doing his own thing. There was a bit of early installment weirdness, I'm going to call it, because the first time you actually see Strife, canonically, is in the novel The Abomination Vault. And there he's a little bit of an asshole, but also the Abomination Vault takes place pretty close to the time where they freshly wiped out the Nephilim, so he's also kind of got a reason to be a bit assholey because he just murdered his entire race.
Ah.
But no, he has a great exchange with Death. Death was off doing something for a long time, and he was basically just missing. Nobody knew where he was. Then he came back and started, barking orders at the other horsemen, and Strife was like, whoa, you think you can come back after all these centuries and start bossing us around? And Death just says, what makes you think I can't?
Oh.
And it shut his ass down.
You sure you don't want to say that?
Oh, I'm
Okay.
No, Death has so many amazing sarcastic one-liners in the games and the book.
I still don't understand why he straight up murders the Crow guy. He didn't seem like he was a villain.
The Crow Father?
Yeah. He just, murders the guy immediately.
Well, the Crow Father made a deal with Death. The amulet he had all of the Nephilim's souls in it.
Right.
And he handed it off to the Crow Father. He's like, you're going to take care of this from now on. And then the Crow Father's like, okay. And then he does it for a while. The amulet starts driving him insane. He's like, fucking take it back. I don't want it anymore. And Death is like, no. You made the deal. You're hanging on to that. And the Crow Father's like, fine. Then I'm just not going to open up a portal to the Tree of Life, which is where Death needs to go to travel the universe. And Death is like,
Awesome, badass.
okay, fine. I'll do it myself. So they fight, and he gains access to the portals.
I like how he names both his horse and his raven. And he calls him out by name. It's not like generic, oh, this character has a pet.
Yeah.
Or an access to a horse. That horse is meaningful to him.
Yep. Despair and Dust.
Dust. Yeah.
Yeah. I love the naming scheme for the horses. You got Ruin, Despair, Rampage, and Mayhem.
Man.
Yeah, Mayhem is Strife's horse. I'm gonna orc this shit up. But anyway, that's my favorite lore tidbit.
How many races
Currently.
are there?
Races 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But then each one's different factions and shit.
Gotcha. Is there goblins?
There's kind of orcs have little dudes that follow them around.
Are they called Nobblers?
No, they're called Gretchens.
Oh, okay.
And they're basically goblins. They're just like tiny little orcs that they use for menial labor and shit.
Peons.
Yeah, essentially. Literally, they will use them for anything. Oh, that's a hull breach? Stuff a Gretchen in there. Plug that shit up.
Oh, they literally push the guy into the breach.
Hmm?
Oh.
And because...
What a terrible life.
Yeah, and because orcs believe it works, it fucking works.
Yep, that's it works for you.
Red things go faster.
And purple things are invisible, because
Yep.
you've never seen a purple orc, have you?
What?
You've never seen a purple orc, right? Because purple orcs are invisible.
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe you, but my Tommy gun don't.
Good thing I've got something stronger than Tommy gun. You can just have the rest of that, Kendrick, I'm pretty sure.
No.
I'm gonna give you to the count of 3 to get your lying no good keister off my doorstep before I pump your guts full of lead.
Okay.
What?
Daka 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 daka.
3.
I think you're very good.
So Jimbo, you got some favorite lore for us?
Come on, Jimmy.
Oh, he's busy.
I talked so much last time. What's to talk about?
Coming over, give me 1 second.
I'm going over.
Kendrick, I'll punch you in the head with love.
Okay.
But you took it. I went out and asked him to bring it to me.
I don't think Ian's had one yet, so all's fair in sandwiches and love, I guess. Sandwiches and war.
No, he has had one.
I don't even hear you.
Alright, so one of my favorite tidbits of lore is some either well-known or hardly known at all meta lore about like the entirety of the Elder Scrolls series. And it's just the fact that it's one big mirror of Lovecraftian lore where there's an unnamed godhead that is very almost never referenced except for maybe once or twice in like the entirety of like all the content of Elder Scrolls. But everything in Elder Scrolls is the dream of a sleeping god, including the gods of Elder Scrolls, right?
Right.
And it is, like, you know, obviously implied that if that god ever woke up, everything go gone. But there is another thing that influences the Elder Scrolls from the third game, Morrowind, and pretty much onwards from there. That is a state of ascendance slash like what do monks reach?
Enlightenment.
Yeah, kind of like enlightenment, where you can realize that you are indeed a fictional character inside of a fictional world and still somehow hold on to your individuality, even though you're technically not real. And that is what Vivek achieved in Morrowind. He achieved enlightenment, realized that everything is just a fucking, like, it's all a play, it's all a dream, and nothing really matters except he made it matter, and he made himself believe that he was a real individual, and so he basically gained, like, godlike attributes. It's almost like a metaphor for, what's that type of dreaming where you can control your dream?
Lucid dream.
Yeah, it's like lucid dreaming. He achieved Elder Scrolls' long, convoluted version of,
Juice.
Lucid dreaming.
yeah, lucid. I kept trying to say lucid dreaming. I was like, that's retarded. Lucid dreaming. And that is another thing that they like indicate is why the dwarves in the Elder Scrolls universe disappeared, is because they also discovered the ultimate truth of their entire universe, is that it's not real technically or some shit like that. And the dwarves were so logic focused and like all that kind of stuff that they couldn't handle that everything they knew and understood just didn't actually matter or wasn't real, because they had like no sort of spirituality and they couldn't really hold on to a sense of self. And so almost every single dwarf learned this at the same time, and every single dwarf fucking poofed out of existence, because if you learn the truth and you can't like retain yourself as an individual, you just you zero sum, and you stop existing and you never existed.
So, is this official lore or like...
This is pretty much official lore, yeah.
But like, is it official lore like my official lore? You know?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So it's real, but it hasn't been come out and said.
Oh, it's been pretty much said.
Yeah, it's been said.
You got
They
a
just
bug? Sorry.
they just haven't really done much with it
It's an
outside of.
aggressive whack.
Because I keep feeling them land over and over and over.
It's right on your left eyebrow for some reason.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, like so. Vivek is really the only one who they've actually done anything with it with.
Yeah,
Well,
where they...
plus the dwarfs, but
Well, there's the other two elven leaders, but they both have their downfall, and I'm sure they didn't actually reach the state of Kim, which is, enlightenment.
Yeah.
So that's why they eventually, I think Almalexia went mad and killed the other guy. I forgot his name, which is really sad because there's only 3 of them. But he ended up killing the other guy. Vivek was alive, and I think Almalexia gets defeated in Morrowind or somewhere in the lore. But yeah, it's just a really cool reflection of existing lore mixed with all sorts of twists and nice little, personal lore touches from Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
But it's all basically Lovecraft. We are in the dream of a sleeping god. But, being able to realize that can grant you unlimited power.
unlimited power.
And which is one of the reasons why Vivek will not fight back against you in
Yeah.
Morrowind is because he knows that even if he kills you, you can retry over and over and over, so he just doesn't even try.
Nice. Never actually finished Morrowind. I might do that someday.
Someday.
Somewhere.
Big
Under the rainbow where the hookers fly.
Where the hookers fly. The pale moonlight.
Finish which game?
Oh, Morrowind.
Oh, I have beat that one.
Yeah. I was just
Jesus Christ.
I walked
dude.
away. So
You
it
backed up
wouldn't
against the door and it amplified.
I walked away so it wouldn't be heard, and then I made it worse.
Oh, he might be over at Ryan's. Let me call him.
That one's a juicy one. Ian, you got something? Come on.
I was gonna say the funnest thing I did in Morrowind was with my buddy when we found out about the commands, and sat there, do a run jump. All we see is gray, and the next thing we know, we go from the starting area. Oh hey, we're landing inside a volcano.
yeah, sounds about right.
Whee! I don't see shit.
Never use that first scroll, man.
I
Never.
still can't walk forward. I want to, but this is bad. I will.
Kendrick, can you bring me that can of baby?
I can't actually. It's infected. See, I told you.
Take it!
Jimmy,
Before
stop.
I lose it!
So, at the risk of crop dusting, I'm gonna sit down.
Crop dusting is directly farting in front of someone, not just farting and then waiting and then moving.
It's like. Anyways, so I do have some lore.
Good.
And I was thinking about something that I hadn't talked about or thought about in a while. That's why I was like, I want it to be. And I wanted to focus on the Sonic the Hedgehog comics world.
Oh, the Archie comics?
Because it is so vast compared to the games
Yeah.
that it's insane. And fun fact, I could totally give you guys a website where every single Sonic comic ever made is free.
Nice.
Without any bugs except for possibly slightly pornography
Yay!
pop-ups. But one of my favorite characters in the comics is a character named Mammoth Mogul, who is the only living specimen from the Stone Age of the Sonic the Hedgehog Stone Age era.
Yeah.
Like basically, he's the oldest living being. But during his time as chief of his tribe, he discovered a power that would basically immortalize him. But when he activated this gem, which aka was the Master Emerald,
Nice.
which you know about, it put him into a cryo freeze of sorts. Basically, he froze to death, but not death. And so when he came back multiple years later by thawing out due to the shenanigans of various other villains, including Eggman, he came back and basically put a war out on all of mankind to basically become the emperor of the world.
The Emperor.
Yeah,
He's like, I am the oldest being. I know more, and I'm super powerful. And he is. He's like, I mean, he can manipulate time. He can manipulate reality with the magic that he kind of taught himself.
Yeah.
It's more interesting if you read it, but basically, he's my favorite character because he lost the war. Because, you know, bad guys always lose in Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
But instead of becoming the classic, I'll be back villain, he's decided, okay, so I wasn't able to win through conquest. So I'm going to become the king of the underworld. And so, like, for the last 20 years of Sonic comics, he's been, like, the kingpin of crime. Constantly manipulating Eggman and Sonic to basically take out each other's forces slowly while he amasses an army. I don't know. It's not all that interesting.
I mean,
but
I'm down for it. I think I've seen him in a few issues of the comics I read way back in the day.
But yeah, he's basically a master sorcerer that is pretending to be, you know, a philanthropist. He's got like a bar that people go to, good guys and bad guys, and he's got a ton of money. But like, there's this one episode where his apprentice, one issue series where his apprentice takes his, you know, chance at taking over, and he's really successful at hurting other people, including Shadow the Hedgehog, who's one of the most powerful beings in all of existence.
Yeah.
But then he gets to Mogul, and Mogul like obliterates him. Like his apprentice is no more, and it didn't take him but an effort. Basically, it's like the classic. Yeah, you thought you were strong, but no. Yeah. But Mogul's also a gentleman. He doesn't actually want to hurt people, in the sense that he doesn't want to like force people to be under his rule.
Yeah.
Anymore. He found that out. It didn't work. He's actually genuinely like playing nice to make allies. I don't know. I like Kingpin like characters, you know, like Jabba the Hutt and stuff like that.
And Kingpin.
And Kingpin and Gallywinks and other things. I don't know. It's not super interesting lore, but it's something I like.
Yeah, I mean...
Dude, Sonic comic lore, from what I've heard, gets pretty
It's
nuts.
so big. Oh, fun fact. You know Tails? The people consider him like the annoying sidekick?
Yeah.
Well, in the comics, he's completely different. He's actually a competent young teenage boy.
Yep.
Who's pretty badass. He doesn't whine all the time. But you find out why he is like just the random fox in the group is because his entire race...
trauma?
No, his entire race was nearly wiped out by the dingoes.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, like the dingoes came by and decided to go to war against against the echidnas and the foxes, and the foxes did not stand a chance. The echidnas have survived slowly, you know, they kind of mostly. Because they're like the echidnas, according to Sonic lore, are the most mystical race. They're like directly connected to the Master Emerald's energy.
Oh, so
that's why Knuckles is the guardian of the Master Emerald.
So it's like almost lore. It's like lore explained plot armor.
Yeah. But almost all previous guardians prior to Knuckles have been killed by various things, including sometimes dingoes. But yeah, I don't know. It's basically all of Sonic's Tails' true family are dead except for his great uncle, who is essentially Merlin of Sonic the Hedgehog world.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Shit, really?
Yeah.
So
Merlin, essentially.
Tails is the only one with two tails, right?
Yeah, he's also the only fox of his kind with two tails.
Yeah.
And that was a genetic birth defect. It is considered a birth defect, but I mean, yeah, he can literally spin his tails like a...
How is it a defect if it makes him fly?
A defect, you want me to call it mutation? It's a mutation.
Yeah, mutation would be a better idea.
A defect would be like, yeah, no, he was born with one tail, but it's half as long, so it's kind of stubby. Like, no, he's got three tails now. He can
Throws
fly.
off his balance.
Yeah. But multiple times Tails has saved Sonic in the comics.
Oh, yeah.
As opposed to in the Sonic X show where Tails spends 90% of the show, Sonic, help! I'm like,
Because
dude.
I thought in the original lore he's like child, not a teenager.
Well, he is a child. He's like an 11-year-old, 10-year-old boy. And even in the first two Sonic games, he's like kind of, he's not annoying. He's definitely the helpful dude.
Yeah.
I mean, he can fly. He has unlimited swimming, as opposed to Sonic. That's just game mechanic stuff, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, and Knuckles and Shadow have the Incredible Hulk / Ben Grimm complex where they're friends, but they constantly bout against each other because Shadow's clearly the superior, but Knuckles is always right behind him. So anytime they have an argument without missing a beat. They go fists instead of communication because that's their personalities.
Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2.
And Shadow almost always wins, but Knuckles keeps trying because he wants to prove himself. There's a whole 10-piece comic where they have like a worldwide bout against each other over who's gonna. Basically, Shadow thinks that he can better protect the Master Emerald, and Knuckles is like, but that's my job. And Shadow's like, well, I'm gonna take it anyways because you can't do anything about it. Knuckles is like, yeah, fucking bring it on. And so yeah.
I was always a fan of Scourge.
Scourge is so cool. He's probably my favorite animal character.
Yeah.
That's like a Sonic clone. You know what I mean? He's basically evil Sonic.
Yeah, he's evil Sonic, but he's got a kick-ass leather jacket, and he's bright fucking green.
Yeah, and he's super cool. Apparently, he turned green because he got over like
with envy.
No, yeah, envy. No, because he touched the Master Emerald once, and it kind of drove him. It gave him a lot of power. Yeah. And in fact, there's a comic series where Scourge is so powerful he becomes like Deadpool and like wipes out almost all of Sonic's friends and Sonic himself. And Dr. Eggman has to get involved to help save the planet from Scourge. Basically, it's called Emperor Scourge, and Scourge was like, he was more successful at almost taking over than Mogul was.
Yeah.
I don't know why. There's a lot of writers in Sonic, so.
Yeah, 20 years worth.
Knack the Weasel, you ever heard of him?
I've seen a picture. I don't know nothing about him though.
I mean, some people say he's a wolf, some people say he's a weasel, but his original rendition was a weasel. So.
Nice.
Yeah, because he's called the Weasel.
Yeah. So.
Why was this even a discussion among anybody?
Because people say, oh, he looks like a wolf, but he's not. Yeah. Bark the polar bear and Bean the bomb.
Because people want to fuck him and they'd rather say they want to fuck a wolf than a weasel.
Yeah.
The fucking furries ruined it again.
Well, Sonic inspired furries.
I don't know about Sonic, but
well, the franchise, I think. I mean, have you seen Sally Acorn?
Unfortunately.
Yes. Have you seen her? There is this freaking scene where she like does the Betty Boop, oh my shirt fell off kind of deal, and Sonic's like, here, let me help. You know? In the show, by the way. The old one.
I know what they're doing.
Oh, by the way, Betty Boop actually shows her tits 3 times in the entirety of the show. Like, straight up, on camera, tits.
Well, damn.
I'm actually not surprised.
More lore, man.
Yeah.
More lore.
Yeah, lore.
Lore.
That's a good double lore right there.
Betty Boop lore.
The 2 lores. The 2 hefty, bouncy lores.
Yeah. Fun fact, you want to know who trained Knuckles because all of his previous guardians had died?
Was it fingers?
Was a fire ant. An ant
Oh, yeah.
trained Knuckles, and his name is Bartholomew. Yep.
I do
Oh,
remember that.
No, but he's really old.
Antilius.
Apparently he trained the Guardian before the 2 before Knuckles. But yeah, he's like a fire ant. That like is the guardian of the Guardians. Like Splinter, but he's an ant.
Splinter! Sorry.
That was a hard moment.
What?
The 2012 show was way more impactful than I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be crap, but it actually ended up being really good. I don't know if you watched it, but
I think I've seen some.
oh, you should watch the whole thing. Like it's for the first time I ever actually cried in a TMNT thing. Like
Damn.
outside of the movies, which
Yeah.
you know the originals were really good too.
I mean, the originals had fucking Casey Jones.
Well, and the
Done
original
right.
movie was the best of the 3.
Yeah.
You want to know why they didn't use Bebop and Rocksteady in the second one? Secret of the Ooze?
Why?
Because the creators for the cartoon was like, those are our characters. We don't want you like to take it away from our show. So they created, Razor and Toka or something. Yeah.
They're babies!
But then they became official comic characters because people liked those characters in the movie. So
Casey Jones was always my boy from Jump Street, and they did him fucking dirty in the newer movies.
well, they did the whole thing dirty.
Yeah, but especially Casey Jones.
I mean, Shredder and Casey Jones are jokes. April O'Neil is just Megan Fox with boobs.
Although Dubstep Shredder was awesome, though. Shredder with his powered armor and his fucking magnetic blades. That was cool as shit.
But was the story worth... I don't know. I can't...
No, the story was shit, but...
I can only say that I own those movies simply because I own every TMNT movie and show.
Yeah. but fucking Mecha Shredder was awesome.
Mega Shredder.
And I was like, as annoying as they were, I was also a big fan of Bebop and Rocksteady in those movies.
I mean, yeah, they're the only parts of the second movie I enjoy.
Yeah. He's finished. Because when he starts a fight, he finishes it. Ah, yeah, give me that foot.
There you go. Bop. What's up, Rock? Are we working for the right people? I don't know. Dinner's ready. Dude, shit. And it's like a fucking trash can of spaghetti.
Yep. Hey, Rock. What? My man! No, I was so excited when they were like, yeah, we got fucking Green Arrow playing Casey Jones. I'm like, yes, give me that shit. And then he was a fucking wimp.
It's because it wasn't about the turtles or the characters, about April O'Neil, aka Megan Fox, showing off her body.
Yeah, I know.
That's what the entire movie's about.
I know.
Even Vernon, who in the comics doesn't have any interest in April at all. He may be gay, but he's just not interested in April. It's like, oh man, April's hot 4 or 5 times in the movies. Man, she's hot.
I mean, he's also not wrong, but that's not what you should base a movie on.
But she's not a good actress. She's
No,
just
she's
a
terrible.
body with a voice that people like to look at.
He has some fucked up thumbs.
I don't look at her hands.
Once you do, you'll never stop looking.
I'm not gonna do it.
You got toe thumbs, man.
Toe thumbs?
Not Andrew.
I don't wanna do it.
You know what to do.
You know what to do.
I mean,
you know what time it is, kids.
I do, but also I don't know where my phone is right now,
No, it's
so
okay.
I'm not
I don't
gonna.
need to see it. I don't need to.
I mean, Jimbo explained it well enough.
Jimbo. But yeah.
Her thumbs look like big toes. Like the big toe.
Y'all know that Ninja Turtles and Transformers have crossover?
Hell yeah, they have.
Ninja Turtles and DC, many times now. Transformers crossover with the Avengers once.
Yep.
TMNT crossed over with Batman. Holy
So
shit.
that's what
Yeah.
I'm talking about. Yeah.
Which, that movie was awesome, by the way.
Okay.
I liked it.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
I own the comics, both season 1 and season 2 of the comics. I thought the movie was terrible.
I liked watching Shredder beat the shit out of
But don't get me
Batman.
wrong, it was cool to watch it. You know.
Yeah. I mean, I went into it not really expecting much, and I didn't get much, but I did get Shredder beating the shit out of Batman.
Oh,
so.
for sure. And they actually made Shredder competent, which
Yeah.
was nice. And even in the comics, they make him like an actual threat. Batman's like, this guy's really good at fighting. Like,
I don't know if I buy that.
why not? Shredder is,
Batman.
in the comics, not the campy cartoons. Like,
Where
super deadly.
He is voiced
Just
by
like
Uncle
the people
Phil,
who
though.
trained Batman before Batman got all
Yeah,
the
exactly.
experience.
You know what's funny about that? Ninja Turtle lore is a mirror to Daredevil lore.
Cool.
Splinter is a stick, Daredevil's teacher. The Foot Clan, the Hand, other things.
I mean,
Daredevil
to be fair,
does sometimes hang out in the sewer.
To be fair, that's less of a ripoff of each other. And
I didn't say
more
ripoff, a mirror. It's not a ripoff.
Mirror, homage, reference, inspired by just Japanese culture in general. A lot of
If I was writing a clan, it would be the Elbow Clan or the Weenus Clan.
No, dude, elbow clan, a fucking elbow. Oh, that's way more dangerous.
Deadly.
Yes.
The Chin Clan.
I'm just saying, man.
Look,
your elbow can take more damage than your fist can. Just saying.
Whatever clan you go with, Uncle Phil has to voice Shredder. That's the way it has to be.
Well, I mean,
I know he's dead.
Unfortunately.
I know he's dead. It doesn't matter. That's still one of my favorite Shredders. Is Uncle Phil Shredder?
From which one?
The cartoons. The one.
From the original 80s cartoon?
Yeah. Where he
Plastic Turtles!
Yeah,
that's
that
Uncle
one.
Phil.
Yeah, from fucking Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
Craig! I told you many times, stop interrupting me.
I don't want to conquer New York. I want to conquer Earth.
Bebop, Rocksteady, get in here! You know what's funny is the first episode they're introduced, they're actually deadly and dangerous. And
Yeah.
then every episode after that,
Made a fucking joke.
They never even get anywhere with them. Like, they literally cause the Turtles problem for an entire episode only to find out, just kidding.
The turtles were distracted. Mikey was going after pizza.
Yeah.
Raphael was looking into his favorite new band, and they just kind of got sidewalked.
They were sidewalked. Yeah.
Hands down, my favorite episode of the old TMNT show is where Michelangelo's personality gets transplanted into Shredder because they're trying to make Michelangelo not addicted to pizza anymore, and it fucks up because whatever device Donnie was using interfered with a mind control device that Shredder was using. So Mikey got unaddicted to pizza. but also the Shredder became Mikey. So at one point, he just like waltzes into Turtles High and is like, "Hey, what's up, dudes? Where's the pizza at?"
Oh my lord.
Oh yeah, I remember that episode.
It was so fucking good.
I actually own the whole series. It's pretty. I mean, they're not all great.
No,
Not every
but-
episode is made with the same love, but
Oh yeah, of course.
But
There's
that
a-
one was fucking
there's
amazing.
an overall story.
Anyone who says that an entire series is amazing is lying
liar.
and leaving out the episodes that are.
yeah, like even Castlevania, which is overall great.
No, even Avatar: The Last Airbender, which I consider a perfect series, has,
Yeah, has
two
so-
episodes that are not that great.
Tell me,
I can't remember a bad episode of the Punisher TV series.
Well, I mean, but
we're talking about cartoons right now.
yeah, I mean, Punisher's pretty goddamn good. I mean, there are some that are less exciting than others.
Oh, yeah, but none of them are like bad.
But anyways, what is the 2 episodes from Avatar?
The Great Divide and
You really don't like that one. I hear that all the time online that they hate it, and I'm like, I love it. Like for season 1, it's one of my favorites.
The reason why people don't like it, especially when you're holding up the rest of the series as being to near perfect, is because Aang displays some character attributes that break his character
You mean
are
lying?
and are never shown again.
Lying,
Yeah,
like the whole time.
yeah.
Uh,
That is never done before or after, and it doesn't really fit in.
I can see why. I just like it because it was just kind of a fun.
No, I know, but like the rest
Yeah,
of the
I
series
get it.
is fucking whoa, and then this one's like.
And what's the other one? Is it the catch-up episode? Which they actually did a pretty good job for series that do that.
Yeah, Ember Island Players is it's good. It's really fucking funny, but
But it's
at the same time, it's a recap episode.
yeah,
with
because
a couple little extra little tidbits thrown in. But
yeah,
it's
right
a
before the
recap
big fight.
episode.
Yeah.
And then there are some people who don't actually like the finale.
They wanted him to kill him.
No, they find him unlocking his avatar state by being just randomly knocked into the perfectly sized little thing on the edge of a rock.
Well, his avatar state would always hit randomly during extreme stress.
It has been cut off since he exited the training with the guru.
Oh, that's right.
And he never did it until he got smashed into the pillar at the exact right spot with the exact right sized jump from the rock that hit him right where he got hit with lightning, and then boom, it unlocked his avatar state.
Well, it's implied that he came to terms with who he was and what he was supposed to do.
Also, he got punched really fucking hard by Mark Hamill.
Really hard.
Yeah.
Mark Hamill has got a ham-fisted left hook. So, what was the other episode that you don't like?
Oh no, those were the two. The
Oh,
Great Divide. No, I'm not saying I don't like them. That's not even what I started with. I'm just saying the two that are
Not good.
not
Roger,
perfect,
Roger.
or
Gotcha.
not great at the
Yeah.
very least, and that's the
I
Divide
think
and
the
Ember Island
divide would have
Players.
been more interesting if one, maybe the line didn't happen, and two, those characters actually showed up again.
Or two, it mattered. Yeah, the entire episode doesn't matter.
You
Could take the entire
and it
episode
wouldn't
out, and
detract from
nothing would
anything.
change
Yeah,
at all.
I know.
And that's the only episode like that. Even Ember Island Players has a few things that you wouldn't know if that episode didn't
There's a
happen.
little development between Sokka and Suki, and
Yeah, but other than that, it's like...
Toph
okay.
shows that she's actually got a huge crush on Sokka again.
And Ember Island Players?
Yeah, when they're sitting next to each other.
Oh, yeah.
And then she gets all red when she realizes Sokka is talking to Suki.
Right.
Also, Mark Hamill's in Darksiders, which is why a lot of people consider the first one the best one.
Darksiders.
Oh, by the way, you know what's really fucked up?
Lots of things.
Apparently, canonically, Sokka and Suki's relationship didn't last more than a few years after the series.
Yeah, they didn't even have a kid.
Yeah, I know.
Basically, Sokka became the chieftain of his tribe. Suki became the leader of her Kyoshi warriors, and they spent so much time apart that they kind of just
Yeah.
And it kind of sucks because that for me, while it is the most realistic of the relationships, it sucks because everyone else.
But I don't understand why he became the chief so soon.
'Cause
His
no one
dad
else-
wasn't even old. He's
Oh,
not dead.
That's
He's
right.
not even elderly. Like,
That's right. His dad wasn't dead.
not dead. Not
was in
even
his
that
40s.
old. Yeah, like in his 40s. Yeah, like he's long before the
I
end
think
of his...
it might have been a loophole because they wanted to be like, oh, Sokka was important. Well, Sokka
It
was
was a
important.
loophole. It was a plot hole.
Yeah. Like Sokka, for crying out loud, was like a head leader of the new world. He was apparently a super good like lawyer or judge or whatever. A character.
He was part of like the trial of the new city and the new like
I
the
just-
republic. I guess.
I don't
yeah.
think that I didn't like it because they should have had a somewhat happy ending for him, and then freaking Toph becoming like this real shy character, but like abrasive character too. I had multiple children with multiple husbands, and I have a bad relationship with all of them. Like what?
There's only 2.
Was there only 2?
Yeah,
Was one of them soccer?
I'm pretty sure Lynn and Lynn and.
But
her
like, why did
sister-
she become more bitter? Like the whole development of Toph is she goes from just being a hard ass to.
She wasn't being bitter. You're thinking of Lynn, like the police chief of like she's the really bitter one. Toph is just a horrible parent.
Toph's pretty grumpy. Yes, she is a horrible parent.
Because she also had horrible parents.
True story. But as a grandma, you'd think she'd mellow out.
Really?
I used to
Toph would mellow out.
I don't know.
The master, world-leading earthbender who can literally sense anything on the planet Earth by Avatar Korra time, which is ridiculous, by the way.
Yeah, okay, maybe not. But anyway, what I'm saying is I want to see more Sokka, and I'm upset.
I want to see more
I used to be boomerang
adult.
guy. Now I'm just ponytail guy.
I think they should make maybe not a series, but a full-length movie, hour, 2 hours, of them being young adults right after. However, there are 6 so far graphic books, not novels, big-ass books of story bridging the gap between.
Oh yeah, there's several different comics explaining all sorts of different stuff, like what happened.
And it covers even some of the
Zuko's
side
mom,
characters.
which is the only one I actually cared about.
Yeah, Zuko's mom with Katara. Katara finally finds peace, but yeah.
Wait, when does Katara find her peace?
Sorry, not Katara. Azula.
She never finds her peace.
In the graphic novel where she meets her mom?
Oh, it keeps going and it gets worse. She basically, she pretends, or not pretends, she believes her purpose is to turn Zuko into like their dad.
Are you reading the same books?
Yeah.
Oh, must have not bought that one. I only have 2 of them. I have the one immediately.
Oh, there's a lot of them.
I know there's 6. So I have the one where Zuko's like, I'm not going to separate the Earth and Fire Nation because at this point there's families of fire and earthbenders together.
Yeah, that's
and
really
Aang,
early stuff.
And
yeah.
Aang is like, well, we have to because that's the way it's always been. And then there's a big conflict with that, and then they figure it out. And they're like, okay, we're both being stupid. Let's figure it out. And then I have the one where they go find the mom, and Azula tags along, and she's crying and then angry and then smug.
Crazy and
yeah, because she's not well.
Yeah.
And I thought that one was a good ending. Because remember, Azula's mom literally changed her face.
Yes, I know, but Azula never actually fully recovers, and she goes on into the delusion where she's like a underground revolutionary in the Fire Nation, she is doing her best to force situations upon Zuko, to force Zuko to make decisions like their dad did, the same way their dad did. Azula.
I thought Darksiders lore was fucked up.
So that makes me sad. Also, something I never understood is
Azula never finds peace. I don't know.
we're supposed to believe that these characters are like 12, 13, 14 when they're drawn like they're young 20-year-olds.
Sorry, what?
Well, like Azula, she's supposed to be the youngest, younger than Katara, and she's got like a more mature body than all of them. What's up with that? Why does the anime do that?
I never actually noticed that. She looks, what?
She looks like they all look like they're in their young 20s by the last season, but they're supposed to be like not even 18 yet.
Are we watching the same show? They do not look like they're in their young 20s. Aang is still like this tall.
Talking about Azula.
Azula is still like
And Zuko.
this tall.
They're really tall.
Zuko's 17, so he's almost actually an adult.
Okay.
Azula is 14.
Well, don't make me feel like I'm a creeper. I was a kid
No,
watching
I'm
the show.
confused. Well, yeah, you were a kid, but I watched the show very recently, and they all look like children. And Zuko.
Well,
Zuko is the oldest.
I haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah, no. Azula is a child.
Fun fact.
She is manipulative and evil like an adult, but that's about it.
Okay, maybe that's what it was. It was her personality.
Yeah,
Maybe
the way
it's
she
older.
talked and acted, it was like, you've been doing this for a couple
Long
of
time.
decades.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's my 3rd year actually.
Yeah.
It's like, you cast a Patronus when?
That sucks that Azula never found peace. Like, you'd think that she would have, like, Zuko would have tried. He probably did.
They tried. It was just Azula just ended up kind of being a little too far gone. I mean, I never found out. I lost all of it.
Oh, okay, because I have a question, since you mentioned Patronus. In the world of Harry Potter, where people can teleport literally wherever the fuck they want,
Depends.
well, yeah, it depends.
Already depends.
Yeah, but like, say someone who can teleport to Hogwarts, right?
Where'd you go?
You can't. You literally can't do that. That's the main big one.
Wow.
Is you can't apparate to Hogwarts.
Not even Dumbledore?
Dumbledore doesn't operate from Hogwarts or out of Hogwarts. He uses the Phoenix thing isn't the same as apparating with your own magic.
All right, well, not even counting Hogwarts then. So take Hogwarts out of the equation. You have people who can mostly teleport wherever, assuming they're not being blocked, right? Kind of.
As long as I think they've been there.
Yeah, if they've been there, sure. So in a world where people can do that, why the fuck do they have their mail being delivered by the slowest possible birds?
I watched a video about that recently. They were like, it's just the aesthetic they want. Also, like, why do they keep to themselves like they're some kind of like higher race? Like, why do they do
Well, no, because the last time they didn't keep to themselves, the fucking Great Witch Hunts happened.
Oh, that's the idea. That was
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They eventually started hiding because of like, man,
People really.
they
hate us.
really start. They either want to kill us for being demons, or they're going to non-stop beg us for help. Constantly. So fuck it. Let's just form our own society, be real secretive about it, so they leave us the fuck alone.
Yeah, that was just my question. Why do you have mail being delivered by the slowest birds? Like, why don't you pick faster
But you can
birds?
literally teleport things.
It's almost the same. Like, well, I mean, that's not also the only way. I think it's just the way they, show the most, because owls and toads and black cats and cats in general, with the witch and the, wizard, aesthetic, I guess.
Owls also look really cool. So.
Also, apparently, the owls in Harry Potter, from what I've seen from the movies, are just way smarter than regular owls.
And much bigger.
Yeah, and much bigger too. Like different owls. I don't know how to explain it.
They're magically bred owls.
Right.
I'm just saying, if I order
They're
something
super
off of
soldier
Amazon
owls.
Prime with like next day shipping, some motherfucker better teleport that to my doorstep on the next day.
Well, I've got a more interesting question.
Okay.
You know, Polyjuice Potion?
Yes.
What happens if you drink a dead person's Polyjuice Potion?
What does that mean?
Or you make a Polyjuice Potion out of a dead person's hair?
That is what?
That's the potion that lets you turn into somebody else.
Oh, physically change for a little while. They
Yeah.
did it, what? A movie too?
Yeah, they do that on like several. Have you not seen Harry Potter?
It's been a while, but yes, like they do that.
Yeah, no, I mean, the Alistair Moody we see in the movies and most of the book is a guy under the effects of Polyjuice Potion pretending to be Alistair Moody.
Yeah.
Alistair Moody's the one with the one eye.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Mad Eye Moody.
So who is he really?
He was Barty Crouch.
Jr.
Yep.
Yeah.
And who's that?
The
That
son
was
of
the
the
son
Prime
of the
Minister.
Prime Minister of Magical Prime.
Is he a good guy or bad guy?
He was a bad guy. He was
Bad
also
guy.
played by Doctor Who in the movie.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting it. He does such a good job.
Wait,
you don't really
the
see-
one with the. He's
Yeah.
a bad guy,
Yeah.
and he's not him.
Yes.
He's not Mad Eye Moody. He's a bad
The
guy.
real
pretending-
one was in a chest.
Yep.
Well,
In mini chests.
it was like a prison inside of a chest. Don't worry about it.
It's like bag of holding shit, except you could actually survive in there.
So he didn't want to kill him. He just wanted to.
Well, because he had to have like samples of his hair in order to make the transformation potion. Because Polyjuice Potion lasts what, only a few hours or a day?
probably a few hours. Maybe.
Yeah.
3 hours to a day,
Yeah.
depending on how.
The werewolf guy,
much
he's
you're
pretty
starting
tragic. He tries his best to be good, but he has to leave every
Lupin?
time.
Lupin.
Because there's another werewolf guy, and he's not good
Serious.
at all.
Oh, Fenrir. Yeah.
Straight
That's
up.
an Animagus.
Yeah.
They're both introduced in the same movie. Mad Eye Moody and the Lupin.
No, Lupin is introduced in the third movie. Mad Eye Moody is the
Fourth.
fourth movie.
Yep.
Oh. Hell if I care.
Yeah, and there's a lot of lore.
Yeah.
I don't care anymore. I just know Neville's a badass.
Yeah, basically.
I always liked Neville because he reminded me of me.
He was a little too round to be you.
I mean,
personality-wise.
there was
He was a little
one,
too dumb to be you.
Oh, okay, thanks, man.
and we were one,
You're
we
a
were,
smart, handsome guy.
we were one parental death away from the book series being called Neville Longbottom.
No, we were.
Neville Longbottom.
One character death away from being.
Yeah, we were one character death and one small action away from Neville being the chosen child.
Fun fact, that actor lost weight simply because he knew that he'd have more parts in Hollywood if he lost weight, so he did.
Yep.
Oh, cool. I haven't seen him in literally anything else.
He's been
but-
playing in TV shows, not movies.
Oh, so not Hollywood.
No, Hollywood is
Do you
TV
have
shows.
silver screen?
Huh?
Silver screen.
Netflix, mostly Netflix didn't.
Oh, so Netflix.
Yeah. He's pretty good.
Sorry, but have you seen damn, what's his name? The asshole janitor of the entire Hogwarts school.
Filch.
Have you seen Filch and other things?
Yeah.
Isn't it weird? He's basically just Filch.
Yeah, he's the same. Well,
He's just
it's
Filch.
because he didn't change his look. He just looks. Sometimes in all of Harry Potter, he's always scowling, but in other movies, sometimes he just has a normal face.
I haven't seen him with a normal
I
face.
literally. He's in Captain America, and he plays the church guard that Red Skull kills at the beginning of the book. He's like guardian of the Tesseract. Yeah, and he's a nice guy.
Really? I didn't even know he was in that movie.
Yeah.
I was talking more like B horror movies I saw on Netflix.
Oh,
I saw Filch in.
He was also in Hot
Racist
Fuzz.
British dude.
He's got the face of a goblin. Okay, so like.
He was in Hot Fuzz.
Well, I mean,
He was the
better
farmer.
than mediocrely warm fuzz.
He was the farmer they needed an interpreter for, and then they had to get an interpreter for the interpreter.
He said lukewarm.
This is the book for Kendrick.
I speak
okay.
the way I speak, and not any other way.
This
Read the back. You'll love it.
In the
'cause I like
bleak
it.
mountains of the Warhammer's old world, the dwarf race fights a bitter battle for survival against its ancient enemies. When he told Kerak Varn is overrun by Skaven ratmen, Dwarf Thane Uther makes
out for
a
those
rash
ratman
vow
gunners.
to reconquer it, paying little thought to the enormity of such a task. How can his band of dwarves, brave and stalwart as they are, ever hope to triumph against such impossible odds?
I finally got you. You usually don't fall for that.
I'm practicing my
I would say it was
voices.
also
Dude, you fucking
it's only
nailed
the
it.
lightest
It's just that
steps.
he walked in and ruined your voiceover.
No,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, guys.
God damn it, Justin.
You ruined the Emperor's Groove.
You ruined my groove. Sorry.
You mean the groove meant just for the Emperor? The Emperor's groove? The groove made specifically for the
No,
Emperor?
about Kron?
that was too big.
What about Kron?
Ugly. No.
Are we talking the Emperor or the Emperor? That
Enjoy your
important question.
sushi.
I don't know.
Big
Actually,
E.
whose groove is worse to...
Sorry.
Oh, yeah, Big E's groove gets ruined.
Yeah. Yeah, no, E-Money's groove got fucked.
Hey, Pancha. This would be real difficult if you weren't such a big fat guy.
That actually used to be way worse until I started taking it out when he showed me the
So
book.
you're giving me a book that you've read before,
No, he lost
No.
it when he bought it for you.
and you made it a mess.
Well, that
What kind of
wasn't-
gift? No, I'm just teasing, dude. It's fine.
Like I said, that wasn't purposely.
Thanks for the
Emperor.
book. Just give me a hug. Don't make it weird.
While he's taking a big old fat open mouth drink from the bottle. He's not even sipping, he's going, oh.
So this is a book about dwarves. Dwarves are cool. I love
Yeah,
dwarves.
of course.
Dwarves.
And it Ratman, kobolds.
Skaven are awesome.
Dwarven.
Here's my
there-
question.
Hey,
Here's my question.
kobolds are not ratmen. They're dragon men.
Are halflings in this? Because halflings only exist in the old world in Warhammer.
I don't know. I haven't read it.
Are there Ratling gunners?
Dude, you know what's funny about the old world? Apparently, you told me last week actually. Apparently, it's all gone. It's all gone.
I mean,
No, they just don't exist
no.
in the same timeline. They're two separate things.
Well, apparently, according to what I understand from the Age of Sigmar and moving into 40k, is it was destroyed, just completely gone. That whole planet's just done.
no, I
Not
thought
as
they
far
were
as I know.
two completely.
Are they literally different? Are they like
timelines.
multiverses?
Well, they're just two separate timelines who have the same title as Warhammer.
like Draenor and alternate Draenor.
No, it's more like World of Warcraft and EverQuest. They're basically the same, but they're two different things.
Moving on.
EverQuest.
I understand, and I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying, like Sigmar, the whole old
Are these
Warhammer.
boogers?
No. It's just,
No, he wiped his nose on the edge of the book for
I'm just.
years.
This is so sticky.
I don't know.
I asked him what he was doing when he was reading
It
that
wasn't
book, and he was silent. So
Silent.
It wasn't intentional. It's...
It was too early.
I missed. I'm sorry. I missed the napkin. I missed the sock.
You guys want to go play some Smash?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was fun. Thank you for listening and watching and subscribe and yada yada yada. And we will see you on the next one.
Take care. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Sorry, guys.
No. We started talking.